Hi, it's Zannah, Artistic Director and CEO of Pavilion Dance Southwest here for my weekly briefing, which this week is going to be about digital, digital and live. We're a live art form and we thrive, and dance thrives on space, touch, heat, body heat, room heat. It's a physical experience. And until COVID hit, we at Pavilion Dance Southwest were 98% focused on our live work. And in order to stay in touch with our communities, we shifted towards digital as soon as we had to close. And it's been a fast learning period. And we're still in that period. We're still on that journey. It's a pilot forced by necessity. So we have had some of our artist teachers create classes from their homes in isolation. We have supported companies who want to put out work and give them a platform and another distribution tool. Usually it's one of other partners that have done that. We have premiered films that were made for screen. We have shown some films of dance which were definitely more documentation than filmed for screen. And we've been observing how the public and others have been using both of those, who's accessing them, which elements of what we've put on are hitting the mark and getting good comments on social media and more hits. Learning from what we're observing about whether it fits with our usual curation for live work. Is it work that's good enough for screen? All of this has made us think, and so we've actually writing this week a digital content strategy, which will look at things like who's leading on it. We don't have a digital content producer, or we haven't. We will in the future. So it has sometimes fallen between marketing and communications team and producers. So one of the things in the content strategy is just clarifying, who's leading on it, who is responsible for which elements of it. How can we make sure that we respectfully remunerate companies and collaborate with companies so that it's seen as a joint venture, and artists, dancers, choreographers are properly paid for the work that goes out on screen and can access the analytics as well, which is really useful for them too. Where the difference is between communications and programming. Those sorts of things. But there is no doubt that part of our future now will always be digital. So we will have a live to digital spectrum. And on the digital spectrum, we will be developing work and working with companies who want to develop work, especially for digital, because it extends our reach, it extends our curatorial possibilities. It's a great different medium to distribute dance, to reach different people. But we will still be a live dance organisation as well. Dance we have to be able to be with people. We have to be able to dance with people. But we don't see them as it's not binary, it's not one or the other. We can do both, but it will take a bit of flexing and learning to get better at the digital. It was heartening to talk to an expert this week, trying to get advice really about how we can strengthen our digital offer, and to hear that they thought that we were actually ahead of the game, which was surprising to us. And maybe they were just being nice, but it was good to hear. Of course, we're also looking at monetizing it. So, Digi is just free at the moment. We've given it free because we wanted to stay in touch with our communities. But we have to monetize it to continue to develop it. So, whether it's pay-per-view, whether it's kind of a stronger donations messaging ask. And then there are other impacts about the digital way we're having to work because of working remotely. And one is that I don't doubt that I am better networked now than I was 8 weeks ago. So one of the weird positives that has come out of this is that, one, more people want to talk. People really, maybe they've got more time to talk. Maybe we need to talk because nobody knows what the future holds, and we're all asking each other, what are you doing? What do you think? But it means that there are really great networks across the UK, across the Southwest, and locally in Bournemouth, Christchurch, Poole, that didn't exist before. And I welcome that, and that's been a good outcome of the last 8 weeks. And then the last thing, of course, is the less driving. So in a month, I think in November, I drove 84 hours I drove in November. Last year, this year, well, sorry, that was in November. This month, I have driven almost zero. Now, there's from climate change perspective, from a health perspective, the less travel, more networking and more possibilities, there's no doubt again that we will be looking at a much lower travel for staff in the future. We will still want to see work live. We will still travel for that. Sometimes you must be in the flesh to talk to people, but this has speeded up our shift towards a more sustainable, environmentally way of working. So I just wanted this week really to talk about the world that digital has opened up. It's a journey, it's a learning process, and we're definitely on that journey. But there are good things that have come from it. Thank you, take care, and see you again. Bye.